And okay, so let's
Okay, so
let's not
let's
let's
transition.
approach the elephant in the room whenever we're talking about nonprofit and Salesforce now, based on the March announcement of the new nonprofit cloud and industry cloud. And I have a lot of people ask me about this when I'm having conversations with them because I have an NPSP training program and I now have to learn a new platform. So I have a lot of opinions. But I'd love to hear your thoughts and have us have a frank conversation about things and give it out to the open. So for the people who are listening and you're like, what are you talking about nonprofit cloud? I'm not familiar. It is a new product altogether, a new SKU for Salesforce that is different from the nonprofit success pack. The nonprofit success pack has been built over the last decades and it started as a nonprofit starter pack and people was it was really crowd developed more than anything. The new nonprofit cloud is built on core and that is how Salesforce is talking about it being built on core. It's considered one of their industry clouds like financial cloud or health cloud. And it has different products that come with it, accounting subledger and different things that go into it, and it's programmed and set up a little bit different on the or a lot bit different on the back end.
Yes.
And so they have announced this. They put out programs and case management in March. They added fundraising in October, and grant management, I think, in July. So they've been piecemealing, pushing this product out. And your thoughts and my thoughts about it were there's not enough information out there for people who aren't partners.
Yeah, and I still do feel that way. I I try very hard to keep myself in the perspective that I had when I was a customer. So when I was a solo admin at a medium-sized nonprofit, I had access to the Trailblazer community, the Power of Us Hub when that still existed before it got folded into the Trailblazer community, and the public health docs. And that was it. And of course, right, I could go to Dreamins and Dreamforce, et cetera, for learning. But that was it. I had no idea what was available to partners. And as I said earlier, I had almost no budget. So I didn't have access to hiring a partner who could bring more years of experience, et cetera. I had to figure it out for myself. And honestly, until this time last year, I myself was not a partner because it didn't seem worth it to me to spend the entry fee, which was a couple $1,000s, to be a Salesforce partner, registered partner. They removed the fee, which kudos to them. But I hadn't bothered to get into the partner community at the time. Now I see that there are tons of additional resources for partners, which at least right now for the new nonprofit cloud, they go beyond what's in the documentation. I have to assume eventually virtually all information about nonprofit cloud will be available in public facing documentation, and the partner side will be more like trainings and enablements that only partners had access to. And that doesn't bother me because they're supposed to provide some benefit to be a partner, even if it is free. So that doesn't bother me. But right now, while there's an incredible lack of documentation, I think that is a empirical fact. There is documentation available to partners, or you can ask questions in the partner community, which will be answered secondhand, but answered by the product team, passed on by a partner community manager, which non-partners simply don't have access to, which means they effectively don't have access to documentation, which to me seems like a problem. I get it. It's early days. It's a new product. Here's where I'm less sympathetic. It's early days. It's a new product. They put it out. They're iterating. Great. I suspect you, like me, as everyone pretty much does, struggle with writing documentation when we deliver for our clients. So I'm sure that they are humans as well, and that documentation lags the release of the product as well. Fine, I get it. What isn't lagging is pushing the new product. AEs are pushing hard to sell the new product.
Mm.
I have heard in confidence from partners that they have gotten the message loud and clear. You sell the new product or you are not playing ball with us. And there are implications for that. I've heard that from multiple partners, all of them, under the cone of silence. I haven't heard it because I don't sell anything through Salesforce. I don't get any referrals through Salesforce.
Right.
But those
All
partners,
us, all us small fish don't really.
right,
I,
which is
and
why we can speak out.
right. And to that point, like I'll just say that I've been a partner when you did have to pay, and I felt like I didn't have a I feel like they should have an account executive, like a partner executive to help you on your journey, and they don't. And
Mhm.
it feels like, okay, well, I just have to read through the community, the tons of posts, and I have to take a class, and it just
It is
doesn't.
overwhelming.
It's overwhelming, just like Salesforce is overwhelming, and I find it very frustrating, because, well, especially when I was paying, you know, and I did know the people to contact. Luckily, I do Salesforce Saturdays, and people check me out because the partner community even this is, they have Salesforce is so big, they have so many teams. But my logo on the site was linking to a diagnostic firm, Technopath Diagnostics, that wasn't even technopath.io around the time it went up. Do you not have my email? And then that's the other thing, is because you sign up for these trials for Nonprofit Cloud, you can get a partner IDO, I think is what they call it. It's so many alphabet soup.
Yes.
But you can get one that lasts a while, but it's not updated. It's not, the releases don't go into it. But you can get a trial for 30 days. And every time I sign up for a trial, I have an account executive contact me. And it's just so funny to me that, aren't I in your system? Don't you have Salesforce matching rules for my email?
Yes. Oh, yes. The challenge is, I understand. It is sometimes feels like they don't have CRM at Salesforce.
It really does. It's
Yeah.
very interesting. It's very interesting.
But like I said, they are pushing the new nonprofit cloud hard. And um, I'm just going to be honest. I don't think it's ready.
Mhm.
Um, and there are, as far as I can tell, any partner of any size that gets referrals from Salesforce, they have no choice. They can't bite the hand that feeds them. And Salesforce is like essentially their entire livelihood because they get all their referrals from Salesforce, which means they are pushing nonprofit cloud hard because they have no choice. What I have found particularly in the last couple, like 2 months, um, I started delving into new nonprofit cloud. When this first came out a year ago, I said in my blog, you know, give it a year or two. Don't even think about it. It's not going to be ready.
Mhm.
And I was disappointed to see that Salesforce itself didn't realize how unready they were. I mean, they announced a new nonprofit cloud that didn't have fundraising in it. I think that tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, it was weird.
And they were selling it without fundraising in it, which I thought was bizarre. And I thought no one's going to buy that until it has fundraising in it, which I think they realized, which is why they pushed fundraising out before it was probably ready. But now they are selling to the big new clients they're selling this product to. So from their perspective, it's snowballing. From what I can see, and in confidential conversations I've had with with partners who I will obviously not mention who they are, um, implementation is going to cost a lot more money, certainly in the beginning, because they have to learn what they're doing. That would be the case for any new product, but they're also finding the bugs for Salesforce while they do it.
Yeah.
And so that's just costing time that either the partners eat or they pass on to their clients, unacknowledged by Salesforce. And, my advice to a nonprofit that would be looking to implement at the size I work with right now is I think I would probably say, save your money, implement with Nonprofit Success Pack for now. And in 5 or 7 or 10 years, there will be an easy migration path to new nonprofit cloud. But right now, there's no easy migration and there's no easy implementation because it's just too new.
It really is. It's very interesting. I've been finding bugs, like, just going through a trailhead, and it just, like, skimmed over something, and I spent hours trying to figure out what I was doing wrong, and
Mhm.
figured it out, was able to present it at Salesforce Saturday, so I'll put the link to that household data model, how to set up a household data model in the new nonprofit cloud. But for me, they have said that they're going to do the certification test update it in April. And the more and more I dive into it, it's a completely different system. It's a whole nother beast. I feel like my clients do when they get nonprofit success back.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God, this is so much. Because
It's
it
so
is. Like,
much. And I am one of the things I'm struggling with, like I said, I try to take the user perspective, right? To believe in, free and cheap. Part of being free and cheap is being able to have your own Salesforce instance that you're able to maintain with either an in-house admin, also admin, accidental admin, or a small amount of managed services from someone like me.